Hello, welcome to Slovenia. I'm here to apologize for the Austrian insult against Slovenia in the recent Carinthian Koroška elections. This was utterly outrageous. Slovenianization should be like a successful, a positive term, because Slovenia is much more successful than Austria. In the last 30 years, Slovenia has tripled its GDP. Austria not even doubled. This is amazing success of Slovenia. Slovenia is now about as rich as Carinthia. It has not reached general Austrian level because Vienna and the north of Austria is very rich industrial area. But I guess by 2030, if Austria continues to decline and Slovenia continues to rise, we will have this success, and Slovenia will be more successful than Austria. And maybe it takes until 35, we will see that. But it's entirely successful, and Austria should learn from Slovenia, be more successful and really move forward, and that would be the much better way. Austria is still not in NATO. We have not even achieved the minimum in terms of solidarity in Europe by joining NATO, where everybody else is almost, with Malta and Cyprus, Ireland as exemptions, and they will join as well. So Austria is anti-solidarity, is immoral country, and it's also still connected with the Russian energy sector. We have so much Russian influence in Austria. It's really disgusting and appalling. And Slovenia has been much better in all these parameters. It's also not working with Orban, who is the agent of Putin in Central Europe. And Slovenianization of Austria is exactly what I want. And I'm very, very sorry that it has been turned out to be a negative term in the context of Austrian policy now, and I apologize for that. And I want to say, Slovenia, continue with your excellent success, continue and move onwards. Reduce your taxes, that's something Slovenia has to do, and also open your economy. That's very important. You have still a quite collusive a cartel-based economy. That's not good. So there's not everything perfect in Slovenia, but compared to Carinthia and compared to Austria, it's much better. It's much better. I call for Slovenianization of Austria, actually, for Zeitenwende, Westwende of Austria. This is what we should do. I think also, and I see that Ukraine policy is much better in Slovenia. You have supplied tanks and you have gone forward in support of the EU training mission, and Austria has missed both of that. And of course, Slovenia is much better friend of Kosovo than Austria and understands the nature of Serb aggression much better. So I can just applaud Slovenia. I'm amazed by the success of the progress. I've not been here now in Ljubljana for quite a long time. I was very active in the 90s as a student representative in the support of transition of Slovenia, but it is, and also of freedom of Slovenia actually. I will never forget the burning border post when Milosevic terrorist genocidal regime attacked you, and I'm full of admiration for your freedom fight. And that has been so successful, and we should also celebrate our relations. We should also be very grateful that we have a success model with the Slovenian minority in Carinthia, and I think we could do even much more in terms of celebrating it and showing to other countries in Southeastern Europe that we successfully have done the integration, and we settled all the disputes. And then on Russian-funded extremists from FPÖ, these hate-mongering extremists from Kickl, trying to undermine our friendship with Slovenia, and I'm just appalled. They do that obviously in the service of quick electoral gains, and obviously of their Russian master, who is funding their activities and encouraging them to spread hatred between the friendly European nations inside NATO and the EU. And that's exactly why they are doing it. It was not a coincidence of the youth movement. Let's be very honest here. Let's be very clear that this is Kickl's strategy, serving his master Putin, and that's why he gets paid for, as we now have well documented in Austria media with this payment applications in the parliament for funding. 20,000 euro the FPÖ takes for one application, and that's what they do. So Slovenianization of Austria would be a Westernization of Austria, and I'm very much in favor of that. Congratulations, Slovenia. Support the free trade agreement, support the return of the UK, support Ukraine and Kosovo in NATO and EU and Bosnia as well, and we will be very successful, united together. And please, I will also make a separate video about that. But if our two nations could be connected by more tunnels and more railway connections, if we could have a regular schedule between Villach and Ljubljana every 2 hours minimum. If I'm now commuting between Linz and Vienna, I'm like sitting, working all the time. Everything works like it's perfect in Westbahn, and it's very good. And between, when I go already to Graz, that's okayish. But south of Graz, the railway service is really like in the 19th century. Actually, it was better in the monarchy. We were all united, and we will be again in the European Union. But we should have also decent rail services between Ljubljana, Zagreb, and between Vienna. Because now today I have to go to Maribor and then to Spielfeld and then to Graz. That's 3 times changing to be at 6 o'clock in Vienna if I ever make it. Let's see for that. Wish me luck on my way back. I just say thanks a lot for the hospitality, the friendship, and I can just applaud. Slovenianization is perfect, and I'm so happy that I can celebrate the success of Slovenia today in Ljubljana. Thanks a lot, all the best, and thanks a lot for your success, and my apologies for the unfair negative treatment of Slovenia in the Austrian media and politics. Bye.